Hello, Yawning Angel back again, another AMOS video, and in this one we are continuing work with our graphics editor which we started in the last video. Link up here to that if you haven't already seen it. This video will be significantly shorter than the last one, I promise, because what we need to do is fix some bugs and some errors which crept into the last program. Aha! See, I told you it wasn't going to be easy, and you've made some mistakes already. So, good luck fixing those. Yeah, he's right. Well, to be fair, we did cover quite a lot in the last video. That video was nearly an hour long, so sorry, and if you stuck with it, thanks ever so much. There's a couple of bugs which we want to sort out, and they were spotted by an eagle-eyed viewer, so I just want to say, Franco Walker, thank you ever so much. I did know one of them was there, and I was going to make a bit of a thing of that in this video, but we're going to cover it anyway. So today we are going to fix the couple of problems. There are just two bugs in there which we're going to fix. One of them which means you cannot draw a line or a box or a filled box from X position 0 on the screen. Another one which throws an illegal function call when you try to do a filled box but you start on the right hand side of the screen and move to the left. But we are going to add a new feature as well. We're going to add the option to draw circles, which is going to be amazing. So in this video, we're going to look at two new commands. The swap command, which will help us fix a couple of the bugs. And we're going to look at the circle command, which will enable us to draw a circle. So what we'll do, I'll show you what the problems are, and then we'll get in and fix them, and we'll add in that new command. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Right, so let me show you what our problem is. So as our program stands, we default with plot, so we can squiggle around the screen fine. I can draw a line, I can draw a box, and I can draw a filled box. This works well. Let me clear the screen. But the problem comes if I select line or box or filled box, and I take my mouse all the way to the left, I'm actually at position 0, and I click 1, I come across, don't forget I've got line selected as my tool, I click again, nothing happens. But if I click a third time, I get my line. Effectively, if I'm starting at position 0, it will not let me draw. And the same applies to box. So if I start at 0, go along, nope, nothing, do a third one, and there it is. So we need to sort that problem out. The next problem is with filled box. So I can go from there to there, from a left-hand position to a right-hand position, and it draws the box fairly well. If I go the other way, so I start over on the right-hand side of the screen, click once, and then move backwards, click again, I get an illegal function call. And this is because my start coordinate is greater than my end coordinate, and AMOS doesn't like that. So what we're going to do, we're going to make use of the swap command to sort that out. So Franco Walker, thank you for the heads up on that. We will get that fixed. So let's grab a mouthful of tea and crack on with it. Right, here we are in the code. Quick mouthful of tea to fuel the brain. So this will be AMOS Graphics Editor version 2 of the program. I still like the name Yamos Doodle, but we'll see how we go. Right, so let's fix that not being able to select to draw from position 0 first of all. So this bit of the program here, we've already defined our screen. We've defined our global variables, and what we need to do is now on this line, so line 36, did you know the line numbers are shown at the top of the screen here in AMOS? Didn't know whether you knew that or not. Anyway, so what we need to do is address our X screen coordinates 1 and X screen coordinates 2. That's our start and end X positions for our line or our box or our filled box. So what I'm going to do then is set XS1 to equal 400 and XS2 to equal 400. Now these values of 400, they're arbitrary values which are positioned outside of the screen. So these are hardware coordinates which are outside of the screen. You will never hit them because our screen is 320 by 200. So 400 we are safe with. It's just setting a value that we can check against these variables. So we're just setting them to 400. And what we will do, we will test these, because if they equal 400, then we know we can get our mouse clicks. You know, it's almost like the instigator to know, oh, well, we can start with XS1 and then we can get an XS2 value. We can set those, okay? If they're not equal to 400, then we know that they've been set, and now we need to draw a line or draw a box. Yeah, kind of with me? Hopefully this will make a little bit more sense as we go through. So we're setting them to 400. Then what we need to do, says he, just scrolling through his code very quickly, we need to then move down to the image, not image menu, we need to go to the procedure image tools. So in image tools, we now need to make a change. So there we have a line here. This line 202, remember line numbers are at the top here. Line 202, we're just checking has XS1 changed and has XS2 changed, because remember they were originally 0, and that's what was causing us our problem. So we need to change these now to 400. Oops, and we need to put that in the right place, Yawning Angel. So let's go there, right. So if XS1 and XS2 are not 400, and that means that they've actually been selected, we've moved our mouse and we've gone, oh, I want to start on my line here and I want to end my line there, I want to start my box here and end my box here, etc. They've now been initiated, we've got some different values in there rather than 400, and now I can use them to draw my line or draw my box, okay? Hang on and hang in with me. This will make more sense. We need to make another change here, and that will be in the 2 mouse clicks procedure. So at the moment we check for XS1 being 0. Well, that was what was causing our problem, because when we wanted to draw at 0, if it was, you know, it wouldn't actually let us do the drawing. So we basically, now we're checking for 400. So I need to change this line here. So line 245 now needs to be 400. So that, what this is basically saying is we haven't made a change to XS1. It's still set at 400 that it was right at the start of the program. So, you know, if it's 400, we can now go and set XS1 to be the screen coordinates from XM. Don't forget XM is my X mouse coordinates. Yeah, these were hardware coordinates. Convert them to screen coordinates. And that's when we get our start position and our end position. The eagle-eyed amongst you may also notice that in this procedure for blanking the mouse coordinates, I now, instead of setting XS1 and XS2 to 0, they now need to be set to 400. Yep, so when I do the reset, this will now reset them to 400 rather than 0. So if I save that and run this program, and if I go to line, theoretically now if I go to 0, so I've got line selected, I'm on X0, if I click once, there's my first dot, come across and click my second one, there we go, it's working. And the same will work for box. If I start at 0, go across, box is working, and it should also now work for filled box. I'm at X position 0, filled box is selected. There we go, and that is that problem sorted out. Right, now let's go and fix the second problem. Right, so we're back in the code, then we're going to fix the second problem, and that was with the filled box having an illegal function call if we try to almost draw it in reverse. So I'm in the procedure image tools, which on my program is at line 180. Obviously I've added some extra lines in, so if you're using the older version of the program that might not tally, but you'll be in the right area. So I've got a little comment in here. It's on the bar command, so this will be my change number 3. So what we've got to do here is check for higher to lower value coordinates. And what this means is, all I need to really do in here is check XS1 against XS2 to see if XS1 is greater than XS2. So my starting X coordinate is at a higher value than my ending X coordinate, okay? So if XS1 is greater than XS2, and as usual, I need to put an end if in, good coding practice. So if XS1 is greater than XS2, what I need to do is swap, here's my new command, swap. I need to swap XS1, comma, XS2. And literally that's all it is. AMOS once again providing the goods. So this is just going to take the value of XS1 and stick it in XS2, and the value of XS2 and stick it in XS1. As a bit of belt and braces for this, I'm also going to do a check that if YS1 is greater than YS2, yeah, and I'm going to do the same thing. Swap YS1, comma YS2, and give that an end if, F3 that, to line it up. So that really is all I need to do. That's just going to swap those values over. Just going to take them and flip them over. Dead straightforward. And that really is it. And then I can draw my bar. So let's save that. So let's go into the program then. And let's select my filled box. Click it, go back. Look at that, it's working. Let's check that it works the other way. Yes, it does. We are happy with that. That works a treat. Brilliant. So with that fix done, now we can get on and add the circle command. Okay, so now we're going to add in the circle command, and we're going to set that in as a menu option. So I've conveniently put a comment in here. So this is the part of the code at the top end of the program where I'm defining my menus. So what I need to do in here is, I'm just going to type this in and I'm going to get rid of that comment. Menu dollar, this is going in the third menu. So menu dollar, this is going to be 3, comma 4, and that is going to equal circle, spaces after it. There we go. And what I'm going to do is delete that. So this is what our image menu is now looking like: line, box, filled box, and circle. Actually, I might just pad that out a bit. There, good. And let's just get rid of some of these erroneous spaces. Color menu will be coming in the next video. Right, so now what I need to do is what happens when somebody selects circle. So let's dive down to around about line 170. And this is in the image menu procedure where I'm checking, do they select a line? Do they select a box? Do they select a filled box? So I've already conveniently commented this bit here. So can you imagine what happens here? So it's pretty much a similar piece of code. And to save typing all this again, all I'm going to do is go up to copy the code from line 158 here. So where we selected the filled box, I'm just going to copy all of that. So Control B, and I'm going to highlight all of this. Then I'm going to do Control S to store it. Then I'm going to come down to the line just after the rem statement and do Control P. And now I'm going to make my changes. So if the second choice for menu 3 is now number 4, what we're going to do is set the selected string to read circle, like that. And then TS or T dollar, so tool selected, or tool string is going to be circle. And then we're going to bounce into the image underscore tool procedure, passing over the word circle, and that will do that. So what I'm going to do now, if I just remove that line, that comment, F3, I'm going to save that. Good. And what I need to do is, yeah. So about line 245 I want to be at now. So now I go into the image underscore tool procedure. There's our bar command and stuff that we've done there. So here is our check for else if TL string equals circle. So this is the circle command. And the code I'm going to put in here really is similar to the bar command because I can't do a circle in reverse. So I need to do the swap thing as well in here. So what I'm going to do, the code I need, so instead of typing all this again, I'm just going to copy and paste some of this stuff. I'm going to copy those lines there from the bar command. So Control B, highlight it, Control S. And I'm going to paste that in there, so F3 that. So that's in there. So that's my XS1 being greater than XS2 check. And if they are, I swap them over. You'll probably notice that I'm not checking YS1 and YS2. There's a reason for that. And what I'm going to do is, from the AMOS Pro manual, is read the circle, how to do the circle command, so how it's set out. So circle basically draws a circle outline, and the command is circle, X coordinate, Y coordinate, and the radius. Okay, so what we don't have at the moment is the radius, and I need to calculate that. So it's fairly straightforward, really. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to work out what the radius should be. But because we're doing this using this 2 mouse click operation, so the first click will be the middle of the circle, and the second click will be how far out the circle should come from that click. So the circle command draws from the middle outwards. So effectively, yeah, you'll see in a minute. Let me do this quickly. So I'm going to set up a variable called rad. Actually, no, first of all, what I'm going to do is rem calculate the radius. Calculate the radius. And what I'm going to do, set up a variable called rad, and rad will equal my XS2 value minus XS1. So what's the difference between my second click and my first click? What is that difference in pixels? So where I click once to where I click twice, how big is that? How many pixels is that? And that will help me define my radius. Then I'm going to use the circle command, and we're going to do XS1 comma YS1. Those are my coordinates. That's where I'm starting the circle out. And then the radius will be rad. That, F3 just to line up, that really is all there is to it. It's fairly straightforward. So what we'll do, there's a bit of tidy up code to go in there, but we'll do that in a minute. So let's see if that works. So let me just save that and we'll run the program. So now if I come up to my menu and I select circle, I click once, I click twice, ta-da! There's my circle. Look at that. I've got a little dot left there, and we'll do a bit of housekeeping to tidy that up in a minute. But let me come back here to circle. Oh look, and by the way, the tool selected is now circle. I can do dink, I can do a tiny circle, and I can do a bigger circle. Obviously it goes off the screen, but you get the idea. So it's kind of working. Yeah, that's not too bad. Right, so let's quit that. Now what I need to do, because we're doing that initial click, when we determine our points, it draws a little dot just to show you where we're starting. So what I'm going to do in here is rem for tidiness, remove the initial plot mark at XS1. Okay, right. And to do that, we're just going to set the color of the background and draw another plot command, draw another plot point. So ink2, because that's the background, is white, and then we'll do plot XS1 comma YS1. F2 that, no errors. F3, we're all good. Let me do that again. So run the program, and I'm going to do circle, dink. Look at that. That dot there's vanished. So we've tidied that up. Let's do another one. Dink, dink. It's vanished, looking good. Dink, dink, vanished. Looking a lot tidier. There is a little problem though. If I go there and now go back, I've got my dot again. There's a little problem here and I need to spend some time sorting that out. But, you know, a little bit of tweaking. Maybe you guys out there can work that out and see how we get around that. Let's try it again. Circle to there, and it's when it comes back, I think it's as I click again, it switches back to the plot tool and just plots a point. So it's got nothing to do with actually defining the circle. Because if I start over there and move over to the right, it gets rid of it. Yeah, strange little one. We'll come back to that. But effectively, that is really all we need to do. That's the program done. We fixed our bugs and we've got our circle drawing on the screen. Brilliant, happy days. Okay then, just finally, let's take a look at all the features this program now has. We've got our plot. We can do our little scrappy freehand drawing. We've got line. We've got box. We've got filled box. And now we've got circle. There it is. The features are building. We are getting there. It's coming together. Really happy with that. Nice one. And that's it for another video. Thank you ever so much for watching. A little shorter one this time. We are going to carry on with this series. So in the next video, we are going to look at getting those colors set up in the menu so we can select our colors from the menu. It will be an advanced menu in AMOS, so we will look at that. Obviously, I do a number of these videos. So I have a playlist here for my AMOS tutorials. Please take a look at that. Obviously, the code for this video you can download from my website, and that link is down here. If you want to support me doing these, I am on Ko-fi, and my Ko-fi details are up here somewhere. If you want to support me, that'd be great. Thank you to everybody who has. I really appreciate it. So thanks for taking the time to watch this. Carry on with it. If you've got any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section down below. But until next time, whatever you do, take care of yourselves and keep it retro.